This is Scott from KIG. It is September 2019 and we're going to do a runoff video or videos of one of two 20-ton Temptek chillers for a customer in Indiana who has these on order. The first unit we're running off today is the 2012 20-ton Temptek 460 volt 3-phase. Serial number 125675. Again, 460 volt 3-phase unit. This is a package chiller, meaning we have a pump and a tank in it. There's our reservoir tank there. On this design, the heat exchanger is actually resides. You can't really see it, but you can see a bit of it. The heat exchanger actually resides in the tank itself. We have a 20 horsepower Copeland scroll compressor here. The unit has a 3 horsepower centrifugal pump. The pump here draws off the tank. Then it discharges up and out to the process. That's the temperature sensor there. The output comes here, and we have it labeled supply out. And for our testing, we just have a short hose here where the chiller is just chilling itself with a tank of water. When we do run the unit, we put a flow meter on here. Ideally, you want to see about 2.5, give or take, 2.5 GPM per ton. So that equate to about 50 GPM for something like this. That'll give you the best cooling. The unit also has its own preset low flow bypass. So if out in the customer's process there's any solenoid valves or the process just stops or gets restricted at any time, the chiller will bypass flow back to itself. Here in the refrigerant line we have, well that goes to one of the refrigerant gauges. This is our high pressure reset. It's an auto reset. That's actually important for this chiller, or just the high pressure topic, because these units have to have their side covers on to run or they will go into high pressure alarm, because the airflow has to come in on the left and the right side condenser, and you got your hefty single fan there and fan blade, and the discharge flows upward. Here we have your refrigerant sight glass, hot gas bypass for capacity control, positive shut-off solenoid and filter dryer. This is an R410A refrigerant machine. Again, all the covers do need to be off, but the first video we like to show just for components. This is your pump contactor, this is your compressor contactor, and this is your fan contactor. Both the fan and the pump have overloads preset here. And the nice thing about the Tempteks is they always have the refrigerant gauges on them. So this is your refrigerant low pressure gauge and your high pressure gauge, and this is your water pressure gauge. So we're going to come back and run this thing after I get after the side covers on. It's going to be very, very quick because of this short amount of water. We're going to be able to bring it down from approximately 85 degrees to 45 degrees pretty quickly. Oh, one last thing while I have the covers off. This is your low pressure reset. Low pressure should only be tripped, and this is an auto reset. Low pressure will happen if you're actually low on refrigerant, or low pressure may be tripped also if you have some flow problems and getting too little flow through the heat exchanger. Then it gets colder inside the heat exchanger, and we may trip out on low pressure the low pressure safety switch. Both the low pressure and the high pressure are there to protect the refrigerant compressor, of course. We'll come back to video number 2 in a second.